Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Nick from Square Sports and I'm back with another video. Today, I'm going through week 9 of the NFL, talking about what happened, kind of my recap. I am doing really well. I'm 9-3 this week with my picks. We'll see tonight how it goes against the Saints and the Ravens. I didn't even remember who that was. I picked the Saints, so that's kind of a bold take. I think the Ravens definitely should be favored, even though it's in New Orleans, so I have that going for me, but we'll see. I am so 9-3 in my picks. That gives me to a record of 69-50. I could actually be 20 games above 500 if I get tonight's right. But anyway, today I'm going to break down what happened in week 9 and what I think kind of about just all the games. So let's get into it. All right. Eagles Texans, the first game up. Did not watch any of this, to be honest. But the Eagles took care of business. They get to 8-0 on the season, and they could go 16-0. They have a pretty easy schedule. Not 16, 17-0 now. I don't think they will. I think they'll eventually mess up. I mean, Texans scoring 17 is not great. For the Eagles, they kind of limped through it. They did win though. Patriots Colts, ugly game. The Colts had like 100 total yards or 150 total yards or something. It was really bad. Jonathan Taylor did not play, but that I don't think mattered at all. This Colts team is bad. Sam Ehlinger at quarterback, not great so far. And the Patriots just flat out won it. And Frank Reich got fired as I'm recording this, like just 10 minutes ago or so. So yeah, that's very interesting. Probably won't be picking the Colts in any games in the future. I think the Titans have this division under wraps. We'll see. Maybe the Jags as well, but we'll see as we go on. Lions, Packers, another team I probably won't be picking very much longer. They're just not good. I mean, the Packers just have nothing. When you look at this game, Aaron Rodgers, 3 interceptions. He is known for not turning the ball over. He led the team in rushing as well. Aaron Jones got hurt in this game. AJ Dillon had to do more of the work. Just bad per carry. Alan Lazard had a touchdown, but really nothing outside of Alan Lazard in the passing game. Just not much was there. And then the Lions didn't even play good. Like Jared Goff did not even play that good. Jamal Williams was okay. DeAndre Swift only 2 carries. They're really limiting what he does. Amon-Ra St. Brown was okay. DeAndre Swift was okay in the passing game, but really nothing. It really wasn't the Lions. I think it was just the Packers not being able to move the ball. That's what really struggled, and not having a running game really hurts. And this team has 2 of the better running backs in the NFL on their team. Like Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon are both very good running backs. I think AJ Dillon definitely the best number 2 in the league. I would say just ahead of Kareem Hunt with the Browns. I would say AJ Dillon is probably a better running back. Honestly, that might be a hot take too. I don't know, but yeah, it's just kind of weird. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure how the Packers just keep losing. I mean, obviously they don't have receivers, but I don't know. It's very interesting. Chargers Falcons. Not much to say about this one. Austin Eckler's a beast, and without Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, the Chargers still found a way to win. Falcons playing pretty well, but just didn't have quite enough in this one. Bills Jets, probably the shock of the week, honestly. I mean, the Bills just have those games every now and then, kind of like week 1 last year. The Bills played the Steelers and got beat, and that was just kind of like a what? How did that happen? But I think it's just one of those games. The Jets, division rival. So when I watch the Jets, I'm just like, how is Zach Wilson a starting quarterback? He's just not good. But he continues to win games, and the Jets are right there in that division race. Like, it's kind of weird, but they're right there. Vikings Commanders. I think the Vikings being 7-1, I think now, I think it's kind of I don't want to say it's a fluke, because I think the Vikings are a good team. And they're going to win this division, I think, pretty easily. It's just like, I don't know how far they can actually go. Because I know Kirk Cousins is limited. Dalvin Cook's amazing, and they brought in TJ Hawkinson to be another receiving threat. He played really good in this game. Their offense is where it needs to be. I'm just not sure their defense is quite where it needs to be to make a deep run in the playoffs. I think they'll probably be a one and done kind of in the playoffs. I don't really expect them to go too far, but we'll see. Panthers Bengals. This was not even a contest. I mean, the thumbnail of this video is the Joes, Joe and Joe, I think is what I said, because Joe Mixon had an historic game. Baker Mayfield obviously came in for Philip Walker after he had 9 total passing yards and then 1 carry for 6 yards. So Baker came in, actually played pretty well, but it was definitely in the end of this game, it was not good. No rushing whatsoever. That's what happens when McCaffrey leaves, I guess. But the Bengals, Joe Burrow played great. I mean, he was solid, only 6 incompletions. Didn't do too much because look at Joe Mixon. 22 carries for 153 yards and 4 touchdowns, 7 yards per carry. Samaje Perine, the backup running back, even 8.5 yards per carry. So this Panthers defense got shredded in this game. T. Higgins had a pretty good game, and then Joe Mixon, of course, did it all in the passing game too. I have him in 2 of my leagues in fantasy, and he got me 55 points. So I will take that. But yeah, Joe Mixon played great. Raiders Jags. Jaguars found a way to win. I kind of had that feeling. It's Travis Etienne's time, and he's been playing really well. The Raiders did not have Darren Waller again. The Raiders kind of Davante Adams dependent in the passing game, and then Josh Jacobs. It's kind of week to week with him. I mean, he's a really talented running back, but they just have weeks where they just can't do anything, and I think that was kind of this week. Jags definitely didn't run away because the Raiders, I think, were up 17-0. And so they started out really good, but then the Raiders just let the Jags back in it. Travis Etienne played great. Trevor Lawrence played good, and they got the win. Dolphins Bears, another kind of shocking way to win a game because the Dolphins I thought they played pretty well. The box score, I mean, says Tua played pretty well. Not much of a running game. They didn't really run enough, in my opinion. Probably should have ran more. Tyreek Hill played great. Jalen Waddle had a good game. But the Bears, I mean, Justin Fields threw the ball 28 times, but only for 123 yards. Did have 3 touchdowns, did not throw an interception. But the key of this was 15 carries for 178 yards. I'm pretty sure that is the new NFL record for a quarterback in a game rushing the ball. I'm pretty sure he beat Mike Vick with that. But I mean, more rushing yards for Justin Fields than passing yards. Pretty insane. And I guess Justin Fields is like, if my running backs are going to average 2.5 and 3 yards per carry, I'm just going to run the ball every time because I can do it better. Darnell Mooney with the touchdown. Cole Kmet had his best game. Chase Claypool, I think, was more of a distraction in this game. Definitely got a couple of balls thrown to him. A couple of DPIs also, which helped this team. But yeah, so Miami 6-3, looking good. Looking like they are right in it with the Jets and the Bills as well. So that division is really good, actually, more than I thought. Seahawks Cardinals, not much to say. I kind of just don't like the Cardinals. I just don't think they're good. I think that's what it comes down to. Kyler can only do so much. DeAndre Hopkins is good. Rondale Moore's great. Not much of a running game here either. And I don't know. I don't know what to say about this team. I think they're good enough to stay in a lot of games, but I just don't trust them. And I probably won't be taking the Cardinals in very many games this year coming up. So who do they play this week? They play the Rams. That one's tough because they play the Rams next week. I'll get to those picks in a couple of days. You'll see it in a couple of days, but I don't know, man. I like the Seahawks. I love Kenneth Walker. He's been a beast. Bucks, Rams, crazy good game, low scoring game. 2 quarterbacks who really are just not doing well this year. And Tom Brady found a way to win, and he loved it after the game. It's a spark for the Bucks. Even though it's a 3-point win, I think this is a spark for the Bucks. I think they will start playing better now. I think this is Tom Brady's time to turn it around. I'm not going to go full on like Tom Brady's going to win the Super Bowl this year, but I do think they'll start playing better because all their receivers are pretty healthy now. Godwin and Mike Evans and Julio Jones all played pretty well, I believe, in this one. Let's see, 5 for 40. So not super great. 7 for 36, 2 for 28. They were all out there, though, and playing, and that's kind of what matters. I mean, Scotty Miller has 7 catches in this one, more than he probably should. But still, all 3 of those guys out there. Still no running game, so that's really going to hurt because Brady can't throw the ball 58 times and expect to do well. I mean, it's too much to ask for Tom Brady, to be honest. But I think this is a spark for them. Still cannot run the ball for the life of them. I think one of the worst rushing teams in NFL history. I think they're on record to be, or on pace to be. Anyway, but I think the Bucs will start playing better. I mean, I see they play in Germany actually this next week against the Seahawks. We'll see how that goes. I don't know what I'm going to pick for that game, but we'll find out. Chiefs Titans to end it out here. I was watching it pretty late. It was on pretty late because it went to overtime. The Chiefs had a bad game and they still won. I mean, Malik Willis only throwing the ball 10 times? What did he throw it? 16 times. So he threw it more than I thought. He is not good. At least right now. I don't when I was watching that game, my honest reaction was Malik Willis is not ready. He just isn't. He kind of looks like Kenny Pickett, honestly. They kind of are similar in that they're not ready yet. I think they need more time, both of them, but especially Malik Willis. He looked completely lost. I mean, I get it's hard to play an Arrowhead, on a primetime game. It's not an easy place to play. And they played well for most of this game. Derrick Henry controlled the clock just by running the ball. I mean, you see only 5 completions, and no receivers with a catch in this game. A receiver did not complete a catch in this game. It was all tight ends and running backs. And when I say all tight ends and running backs, it was at least 3, 2 tight ends and 2 to running backs. So it's just, for me, Malik Willis isn't ready. I think they should really consider when Ryan Tannehill gets healthy, put Ryan Tannehill back in because that's their only chance. They have a great chance to win their division with the Colts firing Frank Reich, with the Texans being the Texans, and then the Colts I already said the Colts. The Jags they're good. The Jags are good, and they're going to be competitive. So I think it's between the Titans and the Jags in that division, and I really think the Titans can win this division still. I think they're in a great spot to do so. I don't think they can with Malik Willis, so I think the Jags will come back if the Titans... you can't just rely on Derrick Henry to get you 100 to 150 rushing yards a game. You just can't count on that. He's going to have bad games. He hasn't in the last couple weeks, but he will eventually have bad games. So that's kind of my opinion on that. But okay, so Ravens Saints tonight. Obviously, I picked the Saints to win. It was kind of my upset pick. I also did pick Patriots to lose to the Colts. That obviously didn't happen. But the Ravens Saints is kind of my big upset pick this week. I think the Saints, even though they are at home, definitely are the worst team. The Ravens are a way better team in my opinion, but I think the Saints being at home helps them out a lot. So that's my pick. Let's go back to this screen. Hopefully I can get to 70 and 50. That'll be great for my picks, but we'll see. If I have any comments or feedback, let me know, and I'll see you on the next Rise Up Sports.